Okay, question 21, we're told that ABCD is a parallelogram and length CE is equal to CF, which therefore means that this must be an isosceles triangle. We're asked to prove that y equals x, and it's worth 5 marks. So for this type of question we're using angle problems, so we're going to need to be giving our reasons for angles. So we need to bear that in mind, and we need to somehow find y equals x. It doesn't look very clear at all, so I would start off labelling anything that you know that you can spot. So for example, picking on this isosceles triangle, I know that if these two sides are the same, then the two base angles, so those are the angles at the bottom when you follow these down with your fingers, have to be the same. So therefore this has to be y, if that's y as well. Now I need to give a reason, okay? I shouldn't just label that y. So I'm going to identify that angle down here, and I'm not going to just call it angle F, okay? We should identify angles using 3 letters, and the letter in the middle is where the angle is. So for example, if I look at CFE, these are the two lines that form that angle, so I need to write it as CFE. Okay, so I'm going to just say angle, I can use that symbol for angle, CFE, so remember the letter in the middle is where the angle actually is, it's actually at F. That equals y, since it's an isosceles triangle, so I'm just going to say, triangle is isosceles. Okay, the examiner will understand what that means. And also, if I think about other things I know, for example, that angles in a triangle have to add up to 180, and therefore this angle here would have to be 180 minus whatever that is and that. Okay, so I don't know what these angle sizes are. I saw some people, when I marked this test, sort of make up an angle, call that 60 or something, but you shouldn't really do that, because we need to come up with a proof, and this is not drawn accurately, so we don't know how big that is, so we need to stick with what we know. So I'm going to say that angle C, and the two lines that make up angle C are F and E, so I'm going to say angle FCE, so again where the angle is, that's the letter in the middle, that equals 180 minus y since the angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. Okay, so I could then just simplify that angle C is 180 minus 2y, and I'm going to label that on here like that. So this is really just for me, just to remind myself what I've done. Now the next thing is that we can have a look at what other angles we know. This is a parallelogram. Now what this means is that the opposite angles are in fact the same. So we could say, for example, that this angle here is got to be 2x. So this angle, this is at C again, and the two lines that make up that angle are B and D. So I'm going to say BCD equals 2x, since opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. Okay, now if you're not really happy with this explanation, you can use other explanations. So for example, if I look at this, I can see a C shape here, and the C shape has to go through the parallel lines, and what that means is that these angles are co-interior, so they have to add up to 180. So this angle here therefore must be 180 minus 2x, and then if I just do the same thing again, looking at this way round, alright, these are my two parallel sides. if that is 180 minus 2x, this would have to be 2x, because these two angles have to add up to 180, and 180 minus 2x add 2x would give you 180. So you could, justify that that's 2x by saying that, this angle has to be 180 minus 2x because co-interior angles are the same, and because co-interior angles are the same, this angle must be 2x, because that's what this is needed for this to add up to 182. You get the marks as long as you explain that in your reasons too. So now I know this, what I want to do is find some way of connecting y and x. So the parallelogram itself isn't going to help me because I've just got x's in here. The triangle on its own isn't going to help me because I've just got y's in here, y, 180 minus 2y and y. So I'm looking at this point here because we've got x's and y's. Okay, so we need to come up with an equation that includes this. So I know that angles around a point add up to 360. Okay, so let's write down the angles at that point. So we can say that 2x, which is this angle, and 90 plus 90, add angle C, which is 180 minus 2y. That has to equal 360, and again we should give a reason, since angles at a point add to 360. And then we can now just simplify this a bit. So that makes 180, and that's 180 minus 2y. So we've got 2x plus 360, so that's what this adds up to, minus 2y equals 360. And if I take away 360 from both sides, I can then say that 2x minus 2y equals 0. And because I want it to get y and x on either sides, I could add 2y to both sides. So I say that 2x equals 2y, and then divide through by 2 gives me x equals y. And x equals y is the same as y equals x, and that's what I wanted to prove. Prove that y equals x, and I've done that. So that will then give me my 5 marks. If I compare that with the mark scheme to see what they wanted to see. So again, you can see here, look, they've labelled these angles. So BCD is 2x. That's what I've said here. BCD is 2x. And look, in the right hand side it says that you need to give a reason. So opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. The next one, they've got angle FCE, and they've simplified that as 180 minus 2x. So FCE here, 180 minus 2x. They've written it another way round, but it's equivalent. So again, they've given their reasons there. So as long as you have stated all the facts and given your reasons, you will get the marks. It says here that all reasons must be stated. You notice as well in the mark scheme it's just M1, 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 A1, which means that it doesn't really matter what order you do this in. The examiner will just look for this. Have you done that? Yep, 1 mark. Have you done that? Yep, 2 marks, and so on. So they'll just go through and check it off in any order that you've done it in.